Let's bring in my next guest analyst. He's the only guest we have on Fridays, Mr. Craig Bolanos. He's co-founder and wealth advisor at VestGen Wealth Advisors in Chicago. Thank you very much, Craig, for being on the show.
Hey, good morning, and what's not to like on a Friday? I mean, that's two data sets in a row that weren't as bad as expected. I think it's good, and it shows we came into that Rose Garden speech with an economy that was firing on many cylinders. There is still time to get some improvement on trade. This all, too, could pass.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten some decent revenues and earnings from some of our tech stocks yesterday, last night, and the day before. Shout
out to Microsoft and Meta. Those were great numbers.
Huge.
Didn't lower the guidance, and it showed. It showed that the artificial intelligence movement is not done. It's still early innings, Scott. That's what that tells everybody.
Yeah, and so, and then we have a little. Maybe the ice is melting with China a little bit here. That's got a little bit of a bid to stocks here this morning. So, I just think, Craig, and I'm not normally bullish like that, right? I'm usually looking for problems with the markets, but there's been so much bad news thrown at the market that we haven't had really any good news except for that 90-day reprieve. Now, yes, we have some earnings that have been good. That was all right, and then we had that that rare earth deal done with Ukraine. That was good for the market as well. But I'm starting to slowly but surely think that I don't want to be short here, because if we do get any kind of deal, I don't think China's going to happen anytime soon. But if we get a deal, any deal, that's going to make stocks want to trade higher again. So, what are your thoughts?
You don't want to. I'm jumping in. You don't want to be short, and you don't want to be double long. Everyone's favorite metal these days, which is gold. And think about it, Scott. You're right. I mean, so far, what I've seen in 2025, the vast majority of all the softer negative data, it's been the survey reports, consumer sentiment, consumer confidence, PMI. I really haven't seen damage done in the hard data. Heck, the only thing I could point to as of recently would be that slow rise we had in initial jobless claims that we got this week. But you know what? We were doing that. A rise in initial jobless claims, we were doing that in mid-2024. So is anyone's head going to spin when we revise and get back on that track? No, I don't think so. So if you're short this market, if you're underinvested in this market, if you're a non-believer of this market, everyone thought this trading range was 55 to 500 on the S&P. We're 5650 this morning. You could have some breakouts. I'm not saying we're going back to the February highs, but you don't want to be caught on the sidelines watching the race cars go by in Talladega.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And so we've talked about that on my show the last couple of days, where there has been an overwhelming negative sentiment when it comes to mainstream media, also reporting on these things almost to the tune that they enjoy the idea that the market may be going down, might be hurting Trump. I think there's that feeling out there. But you know what? There's two things that they misjudged there. Number one, that's not playing ball the right way. But number two is there's one more thing that people love more than they love hating Donald Trump, and that's making money. So it's given a lot of folks some opportunities when we see these markets take the dips they have.
No, I think that's true, and I don't want to say that Donald Trump is Teflon, but I flew down. Our kid's graduating from the University of Alabama.
Oh, did you go to the thing last night?
Of course. Listen, if you have a chance to see POTUS, the President of the United States, speak, regardless of who the president is, you have to take that, and you pack on not just Donald Trump. You pack on Nick Saban. You pack it in with the Crimson Tide at the University of Alabama. Roll Tide. It was entertaining. I don't know that it was formative, but it was entertaining and inspirational.
Yeah, I mean, Saban passed over the baton to I think Donald Trump last night. I didn't get to see it. I saw the handover, but those are two pretty big fellas that you get the opportunity to listen to. And I mean, it's all it probably ever was going to be entertaining. I don't know how much policy is going to come out of something like that, but I'm going to guess the crowd was pretty engaged. I don't know. What can you tell us?
Oh, listen, it was a rip-roaring, contagious atmosphere. You had students coming in as early as 3 to 3:30 for a 6:30 speech. You had everybody else packing 2 to 2.5 hours in. It was jam-packed, wall-to-wall people, total madhouse. But you know what? That's fun because it shows there's enthusiasm. And it's enthusiasm that matters, and that's what we're talking about this morning with this economic data.
You're exactly right. Way to pull it all together. And I'm just assuming that President Trump was able to find his way up the stage by himself, so hopefully that all worked out. Awesome to have you on. You always get the best days, Craig. I don't know how, but we have a lot of the biggest economic news coming out on the days that you're on, and I appreciate you doing that for us. You got a lot of fans here, and there's a lot of people on the Cow Guy Close that love you too. So thanks for all you do and all your content. Craig Bolanos, he's the co-founder and wealth manager at VestGen Wealth Advisors up in Chicago. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more right after this.
I'm Andrew McCrae, a farmer and rancher from Northwest Missouri and host of Farming the Countryside. Each weekend, I'll take you to meet farmers, ag leaders, and newsmakers in the industry of agriculture. We talk about important subjects in